Hello, hello, hello. Merry Christmas. It is our, oh, I gotta love that angle. It is our weekly market update with Benjamin and myself. Let's see if I can invite him to the live. There we go. I hope everyone's having a great week. We have the holidays coming up and lots of family fun things. I don't know if anyone has any awesome traditions that they do or things over the holidays, which is really exciting. All of my kids come and spend the night or hang out, and they'll be there. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to bring Benjamin on. They like to be there early morning or spend the night or whatever. I cook breakfast for them, and then hello Benjamin, and then we hang out and we play games, and then Christmas Eve we always do. I'm just talking about holiday traditions. We always do Ben's parents come over and we play games with them, and that was like my dad's holiday, so Grandma Susan comes over. We'll probably play pokers. Who knows? My dad used to bring crazy games like fake snowballs and start a snowball fight. So whatever. And this Christmas, we're gonna do our own thing again because my mom is had a rough year. It's the 1 year anniversary of my mom's dad's passing, and as you guys know, after my dad and cousin passed, I did not like celebrating Christmas very much for a while. So kind of took the bah humbug spirit away from me. But we're going to get started. So it is our weekly market update. And we had a few people send us in some questions. So I want to get to those, but I wanted to give an update this week on Pierce and King County. I just put my computer on my notebook, so that really helps. Notes. There we go. In King County, there was 149 residential homes that went on the market this last week from Wednesday to Wednesday. And there was 264 that went pending. So that is an incredible week, which we will start to see. I don't know, remember if you guys remember last time that King County was still a seller's market, and it's still heading that way a lot, where more homes are actually going under contract, AKA pending inspection, pending, all of that, feasibility, all that kind of stuff. And in Pierce County, 139 went on market this last week, Wednesday to Wednesday, and 149 went pending. So if you do not know, the real estate market is still moving. A lot of people think these winter months are slow. They can actually be a really great time to get your house on the market. I did a video yesterday of the top 5 reasons to list your home during the winter. So go back and watch that on my Facebook if you did not see that, because there are some great, great opportunities and things happening on both sides. And though, what I'm hoping that you'll see through these videos is you're going to get ahead of the game versus waiting till the last minute. Because if I had to predict what the spring market's going to be like, if we continue to see these numbers week after week after week, is that we're going to go back into some really high-end sellers markets. I'm already starting to see that a lot as well. So yeah, moving on. Sorry, I am getting crumble cookie delivered for my cheerleaders, and they are trying to drop it off, of course, right now. So give me a second. Ben, tell me your favorite holiday tradition.
I would say my favorite holiday tradition is around July 4th. We always go down to the beach, and every year it's my birthday, so it's we just celebrate, and I feel like the whole world is lighting up. So But that's probably my favorite just because the whole family's together and we enjoy the beach and celebrate just, July 4th and freedom and everything. My second favorite would be that we do Chinese food with my parents on Christmas Eve. So it's been something we've done for a long time and it's fun. And I know your dad used to come over. It was a blast. So that's my second.
Yep, I love it. Okay, let's pop into this. So, our questions today is I'm going to send this one over to Ben because this is a lender question that I got. How do you qualify for zero down loans?
Well, on any loan, I know you sent me these, and so on any loan, it's the same process. You really just have to turn the light on to see exactly where you are, so you can find out what loan program you do qualify. Each one goes through credit, it goes through assets, it goes through income, and if you qualify on those, then you may qualify based on your total income. If it's under a certain what's called AMI or annual median income. So the best thing I would suggest to do is just turn the light on, get started, no matter if it's now or 6 months or a year later. The sooner you turn the light on, the better you can be prepared for any zero down program, first time homebuyer program, or any loan at all. Oh, you're frozen. Well, it looks like she is frozen.
I'm back.
Oh, okay, she's back.
Yep, I know. Dang, people calling.
That's
Gotta love technology. Anyways, I heard that. So what I'm hearing is there's income requirements for the zero down program.
Hi, Lee.
So are those based on counties or how does that work?
So repeat the first part of the question. My
I
apologies.
heard you say that there is income
Mhm.
limits on certain zero down programs.
So the first time homebuyer programs, which are looked upon as zero down because the state, and there are more than just the state programs that can add in your down payment assistance is what they're called. And they're most of the time they're first time homebuyer programs. They do have qualifying factors of income, assets, depending on where you want to buy, loan limits. There's so many great zero down slash first time home buyer slash down payment assistant programs. The best thing for you to do, because there is so many factors, is truly turn the light on to find out which ones you qualify for, because you will qualify for something. It's just you may not know which one it is until you turn the light on and get qualified.
I love that. Yeah. So that plays a huge part. So talking to a lender and getting a
Yes.
check an overall roadmap of what that looks like. Okay. So our next question is I need to sell my house before I buy. What are my options?
The first question I would ask is, do you really need to sell your house before?
Oh, you took my answer. I was going to say that, but you're fine.
You take this
Nope,
one.
you're
You go
good.
first.
Nope. No, that's all I was going to say. How do you know that you need to sell before you buy?
Most folks who may need to or feel they need to, or maybe they talk to a lender that said, oh, I think you need to sell before you buy because you can't qualify, or, I would suggest reaching out to a different lender. Some programs out there are bridge loans, there are second mortgages, there is hard money. There are so many different programs and products, hence why I left the company I was before and I worked for my new company, that don't kind of put you in a position where you're stuck with just one program. If you're a company and you only have one bridge loan, and it may be great, there are multiple bridge loans out there and every situation is different. So I would say if you've been told that you have to sell before you buy, I would reach out and get a second opinion. If you've been told that you only have one option, I would definitely reach out to another lender like us or someone else who has all programs and products available so you can see what you truly can accomplish.
I love that. Can you explain what a bridge loan is?
Yes. So in the term bridge loan, a bridge gets you from one side to another. So if you own a home and you want to purchase another home and maybe you were told you have to sell, There are programs and products like a bridge loan that may bridge the loan to your new home so you can buy without selling, or what's called being contingent. And you can take that after you sell. You don't have to refi on some programs. Some programs force you to refi after, and you can take the proceeds, apply it to the principal, and or accomplish your purchase without having to sell first, so that you don't have to wait or lose out on a property or so many other things.
Yeah. So essentially, by doing a bridge loan, you could potentially be more competitive in the market by
Mm-hmm.
not having it to be contingent. And that's a whole nother conversation
Yeah,
that we
yeah,
can get
yeah.
into, and what like contingencies mean and all of that. It wouldn't mean that you're homeless. I've had a few clients that had some unfortunate circumstances happen previously where they had to stay in a hotel a couple times. That's not the goal of
No.
our transactions. The goal is to get you moving from one house to the other as seamlessly as possible. And so there's lots of different ways that takes a skill set. Not all agents are equipped in that. I think the most contingencies I've ever done is in one transaction is 4. So two's easy. They're all very simple. It just takes a lot of communication and a lot of upfront work to fix the back end. So we can talk about that another time. Okay, let's go to the last one. I want to build, sorry, I want to build my real estate portfolio. What is the first step?
Do you want to take this one to start and then I'll jump in, or do you want me to take it?
You can take it.
Okay. I would say that the number one thing, if you're going to invest or build a real estate portfolio, is you need to truly be educated in the field you're going into. You need to understand programs and products and what you can and can't do. There are so many based on your own goals. If you want to buy a second home, and or if you want to Airbnb a home, or if you want to buy a home on a lake, or if you want to buy a rental and do a dadu on it, or there's so many ways to create wealth in real estate, and everybody has their own differences of opinion and goals. So whatever your goals are, by turning on the light to finding out where you stand and where you are, you can maybe qualify for what's called a DSCR loan, which is a debt service coverage ratio, which allows you to use just rental income and a few other factors to buy a home with 20% down, and you don't even have to have a job. So there are a lot of different ways to build a portfolio or wealth in real estate. We just have to truly get educated, turn the light on, and find out where we're at.
I love that. Yeah, I think one of the things to be really cautious about is making sure who you partner with or the information that you're getting. With social media, there is so much out there, and everyone thinks they're an expert in something, and it can make it look really cool because usually, the loudest voice tends to be the one that people follow. So just pay attention to where you're getting that information. We have a field of resources and people in all areas, like Ben said, whether you want to do short-term rentals, long-term rentals, the tenant laws of what those things are, whether you want to invest out of state, in state, vacation properties, whatever that may be. We've helped a lot of people look at that. Another thing that I really think people need to consider is if you have kids going to college, and they're called like kiddie condos. So essentially, if they're going to be renting, the best thing to do, if it makes sense, is buy a house, have them all rented out, pay the mortgage on that. And if it's in a good college town, it's going to continue to make income, and then sell it 4 years later if that's what you choose to do, right off the interest and everything, and then you can continue to grow, and that actually helps save you cost
Yeah.
on money that you're like investing in yourself. And sometimes the kids stay there, so those kiddie condos essentially is what they're called on the market. Those are great opportunities. And it's your house then, and it's a house that they're in versus in a dorm or whatever else. So I know that that's another area of building wealth that people don't usually think about. And with the real estate market and the way it continues to go, I think that that's a win-win for everyone. So
So something that I just want to kind of shout out here is in 2025, we will be doing a wealth building class with a few different parts. So look for that at some point next year, and we'll do some lives, and you should definitely for it. And we're through the A's and A through Z of
Yes.
building wealth. So not just real estate, but city condos, everything, every option you have. So
I love it. Apparently, Buddy and Renly want to be part of this live too and will not stop barking. Super fun. Work from home, gotta love it. Anyways, so any parting words before we get off today?
no, great questions. Keep them coming. If you have a question and you see this, message Nykole or I, and we will make sure that on our next live, we will answer that question. We want more. So any question at all, we're here to help, and we'll keep bringing great questions and great content. And thank you for taking time to watch us today.
Yeah. We'll probably go live Tuesday next week, which is Christmas Eve, I think, so that we don't have to, yeah, because Christmas is on Wednesday, because we're not going to go live next Wednesday
Blue.
on Christmas. That would be chaos in our house. So we will get together for that. So like he said, send us any questions. We had a client reach out to us from our live last week wanting to build wealth and just start the conversation. So, you don't have to know what you're doing. You just got to be able to text or call or send an email to start the initiation part. So, anyways, I hope you guys have a good day. We will talk next week. So, happy early holidays and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.